ladies, so this is my attempt at a makeup tutorial. Just a few caveats to begin with. One is that I do have on lash extensions on this eye, and they have all come off of this eye because that's the side that I sleep on. So if you're wondering why I have lashes on one side and not the other, that is why. I'll be adding some false ones to this side. I do not claim to be professional at any of this. Most of this I have learned through YouTube and TikTok and just trial and error. So this may not work for anyone other than myself. I'm just going to show you guys what I personally do and some of the products that I use. So I do already have on like a sunscreen and moisturizer combo. I use Super Goop and I love it. I put that on this morning before I left the house. So that's an I love because it's super lightweight. I'm also gonna say a lot during this. Anna's in here with me, so she's laughing at me. Okay, so the first thing that I do the first thing that I do after sunscreen and just like my normal morning moisturizer is I'm going to do my face primer. So this is from e.l.f. Cosmetics, and guys, I'm telling you, when I say that this is not professional, like my stuff is dirty, it's kind of a disaster over there. You're getting the real deal. So I do love, I've used lots of primers. I used to use the Tula primer, and I really loved it, but I really have been enjoying this. I'm 36 years old, so like I'm in a different phase of life now, I feel like, with my makeup and with like skincare, because it's just completely different than it was even a couple of years ago. But hopefully you guys will at least get some entertainment out of this. Okay, so the next thing that I'm gonna do is this L'Oreal, it's called True Match Lumi Glotion. So it's just another sort of like glow enhancer, and I used to be really into the matte look. I am very into a more dewy look now. I just feel like it's better looks better on my skin as I get a little bit older. So I'm just gonna put this on just like moisturizer on my skin. And obviously you guys can see, like, from when I was a teenager and in my 20s and I never wore sunscreen, I have like all kinds of discoloration. I'm working on that with some skincare, but is what it is, guys. Okay, so that's on. Now I am going to take my Big Daddy beauty blender. This is like actually for like body, like neck and body and stuff, but I use it for my face because it puts my makeup on super fast. So I just started using, probably about 2 weeks ago, this CC cream from IT Cosmetics, and the color I use is Natural Medium. I do have some self-tanner on. I didn't like apply my Loving Tan today, but I put it on Sunday. So this is just kind of like my normal color, and I have some like maybe greenish olivish undertones to my natural skin color, and this is perfect for me. It does have SPF in it as well. So I'm gonna do about 2 squirts of that. Maybe more, we'll see. Depends on what kind of day I'm having. So I have already pre-moistened my beauty blender, and you don't have to do that. I just feel like it makes my my makeup go on really, really smoothly when my beauty blender is wet. So I was actually in a car accident, like a really bad car accident. And so I have scarring here on my forehead, and which is why I kind of always keep like a bang. But this covers it really, really well. This is definitely a full coverage foundation. So I usually go in and I'm like, do you guys have anything that's like a really thick paint you would put on your walls? That's what I want for my face. That is not what everyone needs, and you know, it's to each his own, right? Okay, so I'm gonna like blend it out a little bit on my neck, as you can see, but super quick on that. Probably took a little longer than I normally do just to make sure that I hit all the areas. Okay, so the next thing I do is my eyeshadow. So I'm like, so embarrassed at how dirty my makeup is. This is from Ulta Everyday Faves, a eye palette. These are just like really neutral, like browns, and I use this every day for like everything. And I have tried a ton of different eye palettes. I own so many eye palettes. This one is just been my favorite for a very long time now. So I'm gonna use this color here. I have no idea what it is. Just this kind of like neutral, but it does have a little bit of shimmer to it. And I'm gonna cover my entire eyelid with it. These, I'm also using the Real Techniques number 308 for this. This comes in our, we have our eye enhancer pack of brushes, and this comes in that. So that's just kind of like my base. And like I said, once again, definitely not a professional in any way. Okay, then I'm gonna take, this one is number 310 from Real Techniques. And I'm gonna take this middle here. It's like a little bit darker shade, but not like the smoky shade. And I'm just gonna cut my crease with it. And I'm gonna like kind of go out to the side a little bit. So I know that it's a really big trend to do the wing eye. I'm not skilled enough for that. But this is just a good, like everyday, doesn't take too long to do here. Okay, so I'm gonna come back to my eyes in just a second. But the next stop is concealer. So I do use the extra creamy Tarte concealer, and I just do a dab in the corners of my eyes, just a little bit. You don't need much. I have found that because I do have some fine lines that if I use too much, it that is kind of like what will sit in my creases a little too long. Okay, so here is my beauty blender. That's super dirty, but I did just take a little bit of the concealer and put it along my jawline as well, just to kind of give myself, I kind of have a round face, so I'm gonna give myself a little bit of light there at my chin. Do that first, and then I just try to keep that as high on my cheekbone as I can to bring the light there, just to kind of like raise everything up a little bit. I need lift, personally. Okay, then I take the pointy end and I'm just going to dab into the corners of my eyes and barely kind of just dab it around. And it's okay, like if you go into, or I feel like it is, if you go up into your eye just a little bit as well, because I'm gonna hit that with a little highlight in just a minute as well. But I don't really focus actually under my eye, because see, as you can see, there's like lines there. So I try not to focus as much there. Just in the corners. Okay, now I am going to take my bronzer. And so I have, this is Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is kind of what I use to contour. Like, I feel like everyone does this differently. Some people do it before they're setting powder, some after. I do it a little bit before, just because I don't want it to be too dark. And I just kind of barely, like, I don't want much of my brush because this is pretty dark. This shade is mahogany. So for my skin, it's pretty dark. And then I'm just gonna take it also, and what's left off on the brush, I'm gonna just do it my jawline and on my neck, and then I just barely dabbed it. Gonna blow it off, and then I'm just gonna hit the top of my hairline a little bit. Just kind of like those areas that you want to look a little bit sun-kissed. Okay, so now I am actually going to use my setting powder. I just use this Airspun loose face powder. As you can tell, it's well loved. And then I do use my Real Techniques powder brush. Once again, just a little. I feel like I used to use a lot more setting powder than I do now. But I just kind of want to blend everything with this. Now I am going to take my eye palette again, and I have a little bit of a shimmer color at the very top that I'm going to just add right here in the corners of my eyes. And it just kind of helps, I feel like, brighten my eye up a little bit. And then I am going to take this little guy and just take like one of the more like nude color shades and just kind of hit and make sure that that line is not so harsh on my eye. Just kind of blend it around. Okay. Next, this is one of my new finds that I really, really love. So it has the Butter Gloss bronzer, blush, and highlighter all in one. And it's just like, it's almost like a little like, you know, trial type thing. But I love this. So I'm going to take the bronzer, and I'm going to go back over just lightly my contour areas. And then I'm going to take the blush. I love blush. I used to never wear blush, and now I'm all about it. And I'm just gonna kind of hit the top of my cheekbones with it. And I like a little dab on my nose, just like a little rosiness. And then with the highlighter, I'm going to be very, very like light with it. Just right there. Boom. Okay, now for my eyebrows. This is just like a brow powder from Ulta. It's taupe because I'm a little bit like lighter, fair hair. And I normally use like an angled brush, but I don't see it in here. So we're just gonna go with this today. Like I said, do not claim to be professional. Okay, so my eyebrows, like I have like the worst eyebrows. So I just try to fill in a little bit. I probably need to watch some like updated brow tutorials because I'm basically just kind of going with it here. So I'm just tracing and filling in because my hair is a little bit lighter there than I would like for it to be and a little bit thinner. So just color that in. Okay. Now I am going to take a little bit of, let me find the brush here. I'll go back to my eye palette And I'm going to take that darker color and I'm going to just kind of line my eye with it a little. So I used to use like actual eyeliner, but I've kind of gotten away from that a little. So this is just, it's like not as harsh. I am gonna be on camera today for the live, so I go a little darker when I'm doing that. I also have like 30 other items in here that like on any given day I might use. But today this is kind of like my getting ready for a live everyday look. Okay, so now to fix the eyelash situation that is happening, I am going to use just a little bit of mascara on my actual eyelashes before I apply the false ones. Poor hair. What? As you can see, my real eyelashes are literally so short. So I just put a light coat on there before I put on my eyelash. So I do have my eyelash here. Boop. And it's already, I trimmed it a little bit just because I have small eyes. And yes, I'm only putting on one because my extensions are still on this side. If you missed that earlier, I sleep on this side, So all my lashes have come off, and then we had to reschedule my extension appointment. And so, you know, life happens. It is what it is. I have 2 kids who play baseball. Oh, I guess I should have been telling you how I'm doing this. So I'm using the clear duo glue, and it just comes with a little wand, and I'm just applying it to the lash. So shout out to Ashley Kristen because I used to never wear fake eyelashes because I felt like they wouldn't stick on me. And it's because I wasn't waiting long enough to let the glue dry a little bit. So while that is drying, I'm actually gonna take my mascara and I'm gonna put it on the other eye. And I realized that I'm probably not supposed to put mascara on these extensions. And when I have my full set, I normally don't. But because I need to fill in and I need them to kind of blend with the other side, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And I'm just gonna barely hit under my eye. Okay, so these are pretty dry now. I'm gonna try to do this on the camera. So I'm just gonna place that there. Super easy. When you let that glue dry really well, it sticks so much better. Okay, much better. Now I have eyelashes on both eyes. I know that they don't exactly match up, but from a distance, not terrible, right? So I don't have my normal brush, so I'm gonna use this one instead, so I'm gonna go back to that loose setting powder. And as you can see, like, I have a little like build up there in that fine line from my concealer. So I'm gonna take this brush and just barely put a little bit of setting powder on there. You could also use your blending sponge for this. And I'm just gonna kind of, I think they call this like baking, but I'm just kind of barely doing it right there where those creases are to try to blend them out and cover them up a little bit. I have a smaller brush that I use for that a lot, but I think it's not first. Okay, so now I am going to put a little color on my lips and see if I have that in here with me. Yes, I do. So this is actually This is called Danny. I have Danny and Dolly from Buxom. Literally in any of their products, the Dolly color, I always love. This is their lip plumping lip gloss. And I have like tiny lips, so I will take anything that adds a little plumpness. And if I want to be like super extra, I will line my lips, but most of the time I don't. And then I will probably hit with a little bit of setting powder, setting spray, but I don't have it with me today. So I try not to use setting powder all the time because I feel like it dries my face. So unless I'm gonna be like needing my makeup to look fresh all day long, I just try to do the setting powder and not the spray. Let me just check this stitch out. Like I said, I am not a professional makeup artist, but that is like a super easy, like 15-minute base. So 15 to 20 minutes maybe. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you have suggestions for something that you would like to see me do differently or that I can do better, I am always looking for fun, like new makeup tips. Especially as I get older, because I feel like it's just changed so much the way I apply my makeup.